graduated. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a long process, but we got there.
Even that in itself is weird as well, because you and Joash obviously were one of the first people that I interviewed like at the start of the show. And I remember back then you had only just like started your degree, I think. Yeah, so it's like weird now you graduated.
Because I dropped B mine. In January 2021.
Yeah, that's what I was
around that kind of time, and that I was like halfway through first year.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But that was the first time we did like the Zoom interview and that. When
because we had to, didn't we? Like, it's weird, but now it's so weird the fact that was like one of the first interviews, and now here we are. Like, this is like our technically 4th year of Mango Masala as well.
Yeah. That's a big achievement, man. You guys have been smashing it throughout the last 4 years.
Thank you, and likewise, it's been nice to see you like obviously continue with your music and seeing like what journey that's taken as well.
Yeah,
but on that note, obviously the past year has been relatively quiet for yourself. So what's been going on? Like, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so I took a hiatus for the last year. A lot of reasons why, but the main reason for the last year being I was in my 3rd year of uni. Obviously, you only get to do an undergraduate degree once. I wanted to make sure that I gave it everything I had. Obviously, I feel like the type of person that I am as well. I usually take on too much of a workload, so I found it hard to divide my time between all of my commitments. So I thought, you know what, for this 3rd and final year, for the next few months, let me just drop everything else off my plate, just focus on getting this degree done, then we'll see where I'm at after that. Got to the point, finished uni, summer just gone. I just felt like I needed more time before I could really get back to this, do you know what I mean? So in that time I've been making a lot of music, just trying to get everything ready as well, because I feel like one of my defects that I had before taking a break was that I would release a song and then that was it. I'd we'd have a few interviews, we'd get a few radio plays, do a couple shows, but that was it. And then I'd have to go to the studio again and make another song after that. I wouldn't have a big stack of music that was just ready. I had music that I'd been making because I'm always making music, but it wasn't music that I felt like I could put out, do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I felt like if I'm going to come back and give this my all again, I'm going to have to make sure that I do it strategically. I have songs that are already there and we can just start being consistent.
For sure. No, and why was it now then? Like, obviously you said you've been making sure everything's like ready to go, but what was it like, okay, new year, let's start off on a bang? Was that like the idea behind it?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I feel like it's only now where I feel like I'm in a good place in terms of making music, because again, even the style of music that I was making before was slightly different. It was very sample heavy and it was more like in the moment kind of thing. Obviously we saw other artists like Caps, D8, and even Joash was doing the same thing as well. That waves kind of died down a little bit now. So again, it was just about finding your own kind of sound, because it's like, okay, this hype is gone now. This isn't the in thing anymore. Where do I go from here? So it took a while to just figure out, what my sound was, what the kind of music that I want to make was. And then once I found out, was just making it in bulk really. And yeah, I guess it was like the last half of the year, the last part of the year, about 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, okay, I need to think of songs I want to release now.
Yeah.
I made that list and then I was like, okay, the time that it would take from now to then, we may as well just start in the new year. So I didn't want to go 1 year without having a song on my discography, which is why I released Flying Out on the 29th of December.
Fair enough.
It's because it would count as 2023, because I've been making music. I think 2017 was my first release. And even though it was very inconsistent for the first few years, I didn't miss a year. So I was like, I don't want to miss a year again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you could say new year, new me. All that kind of stuff as well.
No, but I mean, even though I suppose you did like that collaboration in the middle of summer, didn't you?
Yeah.
But I suppose you wanted like something purely yourself, like
yeah. Again, that collab was, I was in a mind space where I was like, okay, I'm done with uni now. Let's get back on it. But I wasn't prepared. So at that point, obviously, big up LC, he's my guy. We had that song that we had shelved for a while. He hit me up and he was like, yo, what's going on with this song? And I was like, bro, if you want to just drop it, innit? Like, just drop it. But obviously I had a think and I was like, I'm not in the right mind space to come back to all of this yet. So you can drop it if you want, but I won't be following that up with a solo release for a while. And yeah.
Right, no, but it's good that obviously this is like kickstarting now, like you said, you've got a stack of music ready, so it's kickstarting like more consistent releases. But focusing purely on Flying Owl, what was the inspiration behind that? Because obviously it's talking about going traveling, just enjoying yourself. Like, was that based on your own experiences, or was it based on manifesting actually being able to do
manifesting
that?
that's the thing. See, I feel like with music there's two types. There's realism and then there's escapism. So for Flying Out, bro, I woke up one day before uni, I opened my window, opened my curtains, looked at like the rain in Greater Manchester, and I was like, you know what, I really don't want to be here right now. I really wish I could just get on a plane and just go somewhere that isn't here. And you know, I had like 3 hours before I had to leave for uni, just fired up my laptop, loaded up a beat, and I was like, yeah, so tonight we're flat, you know what I mean? And just kind of got that idea from it. But it's mad because when I made that song initially, I hadn't actually been on a holiday ever. I've been on a plane to go back home, but I hadn't actually been on like a holiday where you go to a new country and explore new things. So again, a big part of like the break that I had last year was kind of just reflecting on what my life experiences and trying to, you know, find myself and find new things. So I ended up going on holiday a couple times, seeing the world, traveling. So yeah, I guess I did kind of manifest it in a way.
Right, yeah, I'd be panicking then because I was like, okay, I'm going to ask you a load of questions about traveling later, and then you're like, I've never traveled before, but okay, I suppose we'll focus on like what you've been up to this year in terms of these like couple of holidays that you've done. Because I was like, the visuals that are on social media as well. Surely you've been next to a plane, so surely that's like
imagine
somewhere.
Imagine it was all just clickbait.
Where are all those visuals? Because is it from a number of different trips?
Yeah. So again, when I had this song, I've been sat on this song since 2022, I think, and I was debating what to do visually with it. I was thinking, okay, I could go all out and do a mad music video, but I was like, okay, what would that be? So I was thinking, okay, cool, I could fly out somewhere, me, model, camera crew, pay for like business class seats and make it look really cool, but that would just be selling a story that isn't real. So I was like, okay, instead of that, let me use real clips from my holidays that I've been to. So last year I went to Dubai. I did go back home to Pakistan as well. I went Barcelona as well. Yeah, so the visuals that you see, they're just little. It's like a homemade video kind of thing, innit? Like I made I just put like little clips that I've had from a holiday together.
But like you said, in some ways it makes it like so much more authentic because you know that is literally
that's the thing.
That's what you're singing about.
I wanted to make something as well visually that people could see and resonate with, because I feel like, again, on social media we're so like everything's a lie. Let's be honest, it is. And I didn't want to contribute to that by, you know, having a visual of me sitting in some like 10 grand seat that I know I can't afford. Do you know what I mean? And making you feel bad as a viewer for watching it and booking a flight in economy. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, you know what, let me just keep it simple, keep it realistic. Where have I been? What have I got from that? And let's just, you know, share that. And again, people can resonate with it. They might have gone to Dubai, they might have seen the Burj, they might have gone, oh yeah, I was stood there, you know, whatever it is. So it's more of a it's more realistic, I think. Yeah. And natural.
No, trust me, on the whole like economy vs premier seats thing, like obviously I got married, I've been on my honeymoon, and even then that was like the one time where I was like, okay, maybe I'll end up getting like business class or premier seats, and even then I didn't, just because the prices are just so ridiculous.
It's crazy. I was looking at upgrading my seats when I went on holiday, and I managed to get a really good deal on my flights. But if I wanted to upgrade it, bro, there's just, you know, when you make a financial decision and you before you click it, you just think, there's no way I can justify this. Yeah. It was one of them, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to firm it. I'll go economy, it is what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It depends where you're going as well, because some places that I found out, like, since I've gone this year, the flights are already like so much better than other flights, so 100%. Like being in economy actually isn't that bad. 100%. But you know what's really driven me mad? Like I think I was watching like Home Alone over the Christmas break, and I think it's in the second one where the family go on holiday. I was just looking at all the plane seats, and planes used to be so much better.
No, for real.
Like the seats used to be so massive. Everyone used to be like have like even in economy like. Capitalism.
It's crazy. You know what though? I got to big up Emirates, because Emirates economy is actually crazy, bro.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
Again, the only airlines I've ever been on before that were PIA to go back home, and you know, like EasyJet and all them, like Ryanairs and this, that and the other, but like on the A380 with Emirates, bro, like you've got a lot of room on there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the thing, because like again, this is not a sponsored talk. We're not. This is based
Emirates,
on
if you want to sponsor me, listen, I'm sure we could figure something out. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving you
happy to
good
help.
reviews.
But
Get that bag 2024.
yeah, no, because when I was on honeymoon, like some of the flights were Emirates as well, and those are the ones I'm talking about, where even economy, like you've got like the like little TVs, like they have so many options and everything. Like
the leg space is like generous as well, to be fair.
Even like the concept of double decker planes, I'd never seen that before.
Yeah,
and
it's
I saw
crazy,
one,
innit?
like yeah, that's what flying out is really about. It's about manifesting going on Emirates. Yeah, what's reception to the track been like so far? Because obviously, again, you've dropped this at a time when a lot of people want to be going to somewhere a bit more sunny as well, because it's the weather's not great. I mean, it's gone cold again now, hasn't it?
It's
like
freezing.
Yeah.
Absolutely freezing. Yeah, the reception's been really good, man. Initially, I wasn't sure whether to drop this on now or not. I performed it at Wembley Mellow last year. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I went on a hiatus, but I performed 2 shows. Don't ask me how that makes sense. It just does. Yeah, and that was like, out of all of the songs that I performed, that being an unreleased one and me emphasizing it's unreleased, like people were like begging for it, bro. So I was like, okay, cool. When I come back, I'll make sure I drop this. And I thought, you know what, I could either wait till summer or I could drop it now. And I thought, okay, maybe because it is that cold in the UK, I can drop it now, and people will like it even more because they can't fly out right now, and they'll wish they'll take it in from the perspective that I made it of, which was, you know, like I said, opening your curtains, seeing rain and thinking I don't want to be here. So yeah, man, I think that kind of worked in my favor a little bit. People have been liking it, and that's, you know, I mean, that's what matters.
Well, for sure, January blues is such a real thing. I've been feeling it especially this year. I don't know what it is. Just I've been finding it, I think, because of the lack of routine over the Christmas break as well, and then it's like you gotta come back to everything, and yeah, I've been finding it really hard to get into it. So I'm with you, manifesting. My bank account says otherwise, but yeah, we'll see. What's the rest of 2024 got in store then? Obviously you said you've got music ready to release. How often are we thinking in terms of dropping tracks?
Yeah, man, so ideally I want to be dropping every 6 weeks. I've scheduled that in right now, 6 to 12 weeks, we're gonna say. I've scheduled that in right now. Obviously things could subject to change, you know what I mean? We're humans going through on a big floaty rock, so you don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, man, I think I have a lot more belief and trust in myself now. I know I've got a clearer mindset of what I want to do and how I want to do it. So yeah, man, just things to look forward to. Just a lot more music coming, a lot more authentic music coming as well, and stuff that I've just put a lot of thought and effort behind. So I'm just hoping that the world would appreciate my art.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. And are you thinking more like focusing on yourself, solo releases, any collaborations in the works? Or?
Yeah, I've got 1 or 2 collabs that are there that have been shelved for a while. Hopefully they make an appearance this year. They might be in the plans, they might not be in the plans. But yeah, man, I think first and foremost, I just kind of need to solidify my solo sound a bit more, like I was saying. About finding that sound, I feel like I need to just share that with the world a bit more. But yeah, definitely there's some collabs coming.
No, nice. And I think the thing that's nice as well is, I know you're saying about solidifying your sound, but it's the fact that even before, when you were talking about, oh, this kind of hype of like sampling is dying out, so you need to kind of like go into a different lane, but it's like, having obviously listened to your music for the past 3 or so years, I'd say that your sound has like, there is definitely an element there that is like the Freezy sound, like the whole like singing with like the plugins and stuff like that. That is like kind of your niche area. So it's nice to see that that's like stayed consistent, and it's not you've come back 2024 and be like, right, I'm just gonna like completely change everything. I
think another thing as well is like obviously I started by just rapping, so no melody whatsoever, and that's something that I've developed over the years. Incorporating melody into it was a newish thing. Well, it's not new anymore, it's like 3 or 4 years old now, but yeah, I think it's hard to find a balance sometimes when you do stuff like that, because you will have an audience that will like your singing and you'll have an audience that like your rapping. So when you put both of them together, sometimes there can be a bit of like, you know, some people might not like one song more than the other because it hasn't got that. But I feel like going forward, again, it's just finding the right blend of everything to make myself happy and make everyone listening happy as well. So
for sure,
yeah.
You're feeling that way as well about obviously like Asian influence as well, because obviously that track there, listening to it, sound wise, sounds very much like you'd expect it to come from a Western artist,
yeah.
But then obviously you got the Punjabi in there as well. Like, is that just I think we asked you last time, is it still the case that you're just kind of putting that in whenever it feels natural, but it's not forced in any way? It doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like, again, my mission is to just make fusion music, to fuse, you know, everything that I've grown up around and with. So I feel like the best way of doing that, you don't have to drop like a Bollywood sample in every song, bro. You don't even necessarily have to drop, you know, a whole 16 bar in Punjabi. You just have to, whatever feels right and you can justify it with yourself, go ahead and do that. So yeah, that's definitely more sort of Punjabi lines in rather than samples for now.
Sure.
But yeah.